This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 32, and verse 2. And a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 2. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and blessings to your Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, so Brother Haran coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, and I started off with Isaiah 32, all right, and verse 2, and that's because we're entering into the times, and we always, constantly bringing that out, all right, because that's part of our job. The Lord said in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3 and verse 17, that the Lord said what? To give them warning. All right, Salakia for the background noise. That's the boats and ships that is passing by, but the Lord gave us that we were ordained to come down here and to give warning. Okay, so the warning, part of the warning is to let the women of our nation know, all right, because it's not just to the men, because war is coming. We are at war, man. We are at spiritual war. So the war has already, pretty much always been there, but now it's what is known as the almost at the climax, all right, which is known as the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, when society, all right, will no longer cater to that of the wicked woman. Okay, when the Lord starts to bring that judgment that demands, accountability. It demands accountability. Women are gonna they're gonna be held accountable for everything they do and say. Now, that's when your whole independent mindset that you were deceived by the serpent is going to have to be answered for. See, now you're gonna have the ability to answer, all right, for your, independency, if you will. And we know that majority of the so-called, the women of this so-called society, they're null and void of the knowledge of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, which is what is the requirement for you to be able to go through, all right, the things and the times that we're about to enter into. You have to have the knowledge of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right, that goes first and foremost for the men, then the women and the children. All right, but if you're not in the household of a man of the Lord in these last days, you're gonna be in for a wild ride, man. Because the system is not going to it will no longer cater, all right, to your needs. Okay, you will no longer get the benefits, all right, of being a so-called woman in this society. The woman worship attitude. I saw this this baseball player, right? He plays for the Mets. All right, and they were doing the post game interviews and stuff, and he was saying something about Mother's Day or some shit, and he was like, oh, mothers are so special, and like, oh no, it was Father's Day. It was Father's Day. He was like, mothers are so important, in our success and all this blah blah blah, and he knows that today is Father's Day, but he wishes that it was always Mother's Day. Every day was Mother's Day. I'm like, yo, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? And now that attitude of, men are not important, men are not leaders in society. Men should not have a voice, men shouldn't be men. That mindset, all right, will disappear when all hell breaks loose, because that's when reality sets in, because all this new age philosophy, that's not reality. I don't know how people even believe this shit, but that's just not reality. All right, that's bullshit. Whatever that concept of men are not men, that's bullshit. All right, and whoever believes that philosophy, you're gonna see that when shit goes down, you see how people actually behave. That's when you're gonna see women being women and men being men. You see, And then the rest who are not, who are just caught in the middle, they're just going to be by the wayside. All right? They're going to be by the wayside, man. The scriptures talk about Isaiah 4:1. Nowadays, you got a lot of women talking about they're coming back to their senses. Talking about, I notice how I dress. If I dress a certain way, it attracts certain men. And if I dress modestly, it attracts the kind of man that I'm actually looking for. I'm like, so why don't you do that? You know what I'm saying? It's like, why are you following society's standards, which is destroying you, but you're still doing it? Why? It's the stupidest thing. You know why? Because they don't have directions. They don't have a true man to show them the way. Because all they want to do is behave like sluts, like this whole Keke Palmer situation, right? These little hoes just going around just out here just wilding out. Scriptures tell you about that. There's no fathers in the house, which is breeding all this, crazy female bravado, which is just, what the hell? When you go to different countries, they don't allow this type of shit. And their societies tend to be very orderly. The women are happier, right? Ain't no stress. Men are not fighting, beating each other. Everything is peaceful. But you come over here to the West, you get the wild, wild West. Everything goes. All hell breaking loose. And that's why America is going to be destroyed. But before that destruction, people over here, you're going to suffer a great deal. Okay? A great deal. And only a man of the Lord will be your saving grace. All right? There's a book of Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 9. It says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech." Okay? So that's a calling out for you women out there. You see brothers out there teaching, you passing by. Some of you stop, but what are you really stopping for? Are you stopping to hear something, interesting? Are you here to try to get with brothers? What's the situation here? You got to come through sincere. And for you women who have men, you got to be in order. All right? You got to start being in order, man. Because if you're not in order, it will come back to haunt you. All right? In a very negative way. You know what I'm saying? You got to be in order because the Lord is going to start carrying out judgment like never before because the truth has gone out. So there's no excuse. You've heard it before, but just because I don't believe it or it's inconvenient for me. So nah, it don't matter like that. It doesn't work like that and it doesn't matter. All right? Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to start casting out judgment, especially for those who know this truth and are not doing it according to the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You see? And that's also going to pave the way for a lot of people who are now waking up to the truth to come in, But there's going to be judgment all across the board. All right. It says, "Rise up, you women that are at ease." Right. You women that have the freedoms. And because you're at ease, you dress anyhow you want. That's the first thing. You want to know how a society is. See how the women there dress. You see, when you got females that her cheeks is hanging out, you know what I'm saying? When she walking with her man, and her man is walking sometimes behind her, like a little simp, big ass belly, big old dumpy face, and you just look at him, you be like, how is this with him? There's something off here. That's why she looks the way she looks. You can see her excuse my Babylonics here. You can see her pussy lips just hanging out. And you just pass by, you be like, bro, what? Half a titty out, on the side. You're just looking at it like, yo, bro, she got a bonnet with some damn Crocs, man. And she's just rude as fuck with the little jingly, little tinkling little feet, and she's chewing hard on the gum. You know what I'm saying? Long nails, long eyelashes. Who does that look like? And her mouth is very loud. She's very rude. She's not polite in the slightest. Her man is quiet the whole time. And she's just running off at the mouth. She takes up all this space. Nobody could tell her nothing. Who does that sound like? That sounds like a destroyed people to me. That sounds like a female that's undesired. That sounds like a cursed woman. You see? It says, many days, verse 10, many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. Right? That's really talking about what? Many days in a year. All right. Many days in a year shall ye be troubled. All right. Ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail and the gathering shall not come. So that's going into all these benefits that y'all females have. Just being a woman alone. Do you know that sometimes there are certain insurance companies that because you're a woman alone, you pay less in insurance? I was like, wait, what? So I'm a man, so I get penalized? Am I not even more of a better driver than them? That was a little confusing to me. But it's the reality in which we live in. Right? America, Babylon the Great. Right? Confusion. Right? Confusion. You know what I'm saying? But these benefits, right, is going to be taken away. You know, females get benefits because of how they look. You know, because of their looks. So now, especially living in this society where everything is all, you know, vain, you know, now because of looks, people go and make themselves artificially look better than, so-called better than they were born like. The natural way. You know, what they call beauty enhancements. You know, and these companies are making billions of dollars off of this stupid shit. And men don't even look at women like that. You know, it's just all that so-called social media shit. In real life don't really move like that. People, how many people you walk past that stop and say, hey, you're beautiful. Hey, you're beautiful. How many people would you hear you saying that? But you post one picture, everybody, you're beautiful. Oh my God, you're so cute. That dumb shit. It's not reality. It's not real life. You see? But they feed into that. They change their whole real life world to pose into a fake world to make them look good. That's a sad people. And that's America. You know? That's these Gen Z, whatever fuck generation we're in. Them. They say millennials, they say Gen Z. Yo, man, look. This is it. All right? And the women in this era did the worst. The worst. Right? The worst, man. You know? To the point where you can't even, it's like, you got women that look the same as these so-called TGs, man. You know? Now you can't tell the difference between a TG and a damn woman. You know? Which is which? Because they all look the same. The women are moving from natural looks to this artificial look, and the TGs are imitating that shit. You know? So, where do we go from there? Right? Where do we go from there? And you know, knowing the truth, we know brothers don't want to be around females like that. And those are the ones who are going to be running to brothers. Looking for what? Looking for brothers to look back at them and be like, hey, yeah, come in. No, ain't no space for you. You know? They're going to be pushing it out there like, oh, this lifestyle is whack. I thought this was it. You're going to see it all the time. Like, I need a man who knows the Bible to teach me the way. We need God. You're going to start seeing mad females going into that vibration. Because that's the spirit the Lord is going to put on this earth. That's when they're going to start looking at men. Because why? This society has killed off the natural man. You see, so who's left? That will be real men. Is us, the men of the Lord, who kept the spirit of the ancient. That's what's needed in this time. Because these people don't know anything that's going on here. So you need a man who has a mind of the ancient to teach you and to guide you on how to navigate in these times. And it's all going to be what? Spiritual. You cannot survive being in a carnal mindset. You see? That's why the scripture says that is it Psalms 110:3? All right, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. Okay? So let's go back to this. It says what? Isaiah 32:10. It says, many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail and the gathering shall not come. So the benefits will stop. You know, the money-making schemes that society sets up for you and makes money off of you, mind you, right? Whatever amount that you're making, think about whoever created that platform you're using is making 10 times that. So they enjoy having your stupid ass doing the shit you're doing because they sit back and just collecting checks, you know, and then just giving you a little piece of it. And you think you all that. Wow. You know, the devil has a beautiful scheme, man. And he always gets the women. You know why? Because the Lord said what? The women are the weaker vessel. He's not going to go after the man. He will go after the woman and then use the woman to go to the man. See? But the Lord always has his men of the Lord intact, right? Yahushua said what? That he has kept us and has not lost none. He has lost none except the son of perdition. That was Judas, right? So we're very well kept by Yahushua, right? Revelation was that 3:10. Because of our patience, right? He will also keep us in the hour of temptation, right? So we're rest assured that we're gonna be good. He says he will keep us from the hour of temptation. You see? So that's a beautiful thing. Those words mean everything right there. From the hour of temptation, hey, call lawyer Bashmi, meaning what? We're not gonna take the MOTB. Okay, no matter what happens, he will find a way. He will protect us so we don't end up taking the MOTB. We will never fall in the hour of temptation. All right, and that's guaranteed to the elect. All right, verse 11, it says, "Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones." All right, and that's predominantly here in America. All right, because you got a lot of, you notice what's going on in the world. They're not really persecuting those who are being caught for doing criminal activities. You know why? Because they're trying to normalize it. Here it is. They talk about there's cocaine in the White House, and ain't nobody bugging out about it. Like, whoa, hold on, the fuck? Hold up now. What is going on here? I mean, y'all people don't see what's going on. We see it, and that's what we're telling you. This place is all hell is about to break loose very soon. They got the people dumbed down so much so that there's this type of controversy in your presidential so-called White House or whatever, right? The highest office in the land, and nothing at all. It's just like, it was here today, and then tomorrow's, it was there, and then ain't nothing going on. No arrests, no investigations. No, it's just the media just playing ball with people, just playing left, right. Yeah, that's it. But reality, there's so much going on in the background. They're passing legislations. The UN is gaining more power. Talking about they finally gotten 80 countries in the EU, pretty much. Around the East area, I should say, 80 countries already in the treaty. They're already, on board. So it's a little bit more of like 112, 114, something like that, countries left, and they'll have it complete. We're talking about the UN pandemic treaty thing, that the who that and all that, where they have all complete power, and basically Tedros becomes a dictator. Whatever he says, right, at his own discretion, in the time of a public health emergency of global concern. Boom, there you go. Once you hear those words, public health emergency of global concern, he has power, complete power. That's when you're going to see medical martial law. You're going to be seeing lockdowns. You're going to be hearing mask mandates. All right, the banks are going to be also playing a role in that. Okay, limitations. People who are going to protest against those kind of lockdowns, they're going to start seeing your bank account getting shut down, locked out of your account. We saw you post this. You did a video on this. That's all going to be playing a role at the same time. People are going to be very uncomfortable. You see? So when people start protest, because people are going to protest these things, they're going to bring back those lockdowns and piss people off, and they're going to see who's going to be saying what. And then once they get enough people roused up and all that, they're going to lock everything down, shut everything out, and then come after people. Now we know where you at. TTID has traced everyone out. We've identified who they are. The past 3 years, we had AI just building up, and now we've gotten to it. You see? And that's when Revelation 12 and 12 comes in. Because these are all happening at the last minute. You see? They have to move quick. You see? And you women are going to be at their mercy. You see, you women are not going to have, any form of guidance or security for that matter. Your life will be very insecure. So it says, continue in verse 11, strip you and make you bare and gird sackcloth upon your loins. That's in the ancient world, that's a form of mourning. Okay, whenever you're mourning, you strip you and then you put yourself in mourning array, right? Which was sackcloth, which was a very itchy texture. All right, it was made out of goat skin. Okay, so it was very rough on the skin, and that irritated the skin. So you wore it, and it was very uncomfortable, right? Sometimes you fast while you're mourning, right? Sometimes you eat bitter herbs, you know, and that really puts you in a very somber tone, you know, and you just pray to the Lord, fast and pray, you know. So that's what the Lord is saying. That is a form of humbling yourself, humility, you know, instead of doing all that slutty ass outfits and shit. Humble yourself, you know. Be humble, literally be humble, you know. But you need a man to humble you, a real man, right? It says, they shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine, right? So women gonna be protesting, they're gonna be bugging out. You know, you're gonna be hearing the women doing videos about it, you know, like, yo, they cutting off the benefits, yo, no more how we do this, yo, they used to have this, now they're taking it away, what the hell is going on, what are we gonna do about this? You know, you're gonna hear women go to a store, they'll be like, yo, they used to have this going on, now it's gone. You know, everything's just gonna be like even, but it's gonna feel more against your women, you know, because that's how the system is set up. You know, that's how the system is set up. So it's gonna feel like, you know, it's like everything is against you. You know, and that's because that's all done by design. Because you don't have the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Ashai, you're gonna be lost. You know, you don't have a man to guide you. You're gonna be lost. Your family's gonna be bugging out. You're gonna be bugging out because reality is gonna set in. Yeah, reality will set in. Reality will set in. All right, and that's when, let's get this. Let's get this real quick. There's a book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and verse 12. It says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. All right, and Ophir was the highest, some of the highest quality form of gold. All right, which was normally found here in the Americas. All right, even some scholars say, all right, that America was actually known as the land of Ophir. Okay, so they used to come over here, like places like even Puerto Rico. Okay, eventually was called Richport. All right, the concept of the story of the El Dorado, right? That whole concept of the El Dorado, all right, comes from so-called Christopher Columbus. All right, Cristobal Colon, and he was, when he met the so-called natives, which are the North American Indians, all right, the Gadites, the Reubenites, all right, the Issacharites, okay. When he met them, there was one of their kings, I forget his name, and they said he was covered in all gold. You know, his teeth was gold, his headband was gold, you know, his whole his chains, you know, his wristbands. He was decked out in all gold, man. You know, his cup that he drinks from was made out of gold. You know, his seat, everything. He's just decked out in all gold. His whole body was covered in gold. You know? So he saw him and he just said, yo, this is crazy. Like, just walking, the path to walking towards this guy's throne was just all decked out in gold. And he was just he was just, you know, how you say, astonished by this. This is Cristobal Colon we're talking here. So when he went back to Spain, he told him, he was like, hey, this is what happened. That's where you get the whole story of the El Dorado. You see? So when he went back, he said, yo, these niggas got gold upon gold. And that even sparked other men, even from Italy and France, to try to even come over here to the Americas, the land of Ophir, to come, you know, discover some of this gold. You know? So, hey, let's go. So, that's just to give you a little bit of the land of Ophir, right? Which is America. So the Lord said He's going to make us more precious than that. And this kind of gold had men traveling from different parts of the world, sending their navy to come scoop up this kind of gold because of the quality of it. So if the Lord is saying He's going to make His men more precious than that, then that shows you that what? Our fame and our desire, right? The women around the world going to be like, nah, these men, like, it's a different type of, nah, this is a different energy. You know? You know? It's worth spending money and buying a plane ticket to fly out there just to meet these men and hopefully be chosen by one of these men. You see, you put in all your resources just to come look for a man of the Lord. That's what it means to be more precious, right? This is in other words, invaluable. No amount of gold, all right, is worth having over a man of the Lord. You see? So that's what the Lord said He's going to do. All right, for the men that you people don't regard, it don't matter. All right, we just here to do our job. But at the end of the day, when everything we said, according to the scriptures, starts to manifest, then you will know. Like the Lord said, then shall they what? Then shall they be known who are my chosen. All right? And our time is coming. All right? And that's going to invite for Isaiah 4:1. It says, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by that name to take away our reproach. Okay? So, what kind of reproach is this? All right, a lot of, let's go this way. This way. A lot of the things that are happening today that a lot of women are engaging in are reproachful. It's very reproachful behavior. It's things that's, it's a stain, all right, on your womanhood. And when reality sets in, those kind of things will go against you. That's when you're going to try to hide. That's when you're going to try to make up things. That's when you're going to want to get things right. You see? So part of the reproach is a lot of these women, we've got these fake bodies, you're going to quickly realize that shit is going to go out of style. Yeah. You're going to quickly realize that the women who are keeping everything natural and keeping things according to the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Shai are more desired than you. That's when you're going to feel guilty. That's when you're going to feel shameful. That's when you're going to feel like, damn, nah, hold up. I need to turn my life back and all this because this shit is not even it. Like, no parties. Like, you're just miserable. You're just miserable. Lonely. Destroyed. Uncomfortable. Sad. No man want to be with you. You see? So that's the reality check that's coming. The government is not going to be on your side. They're actually going to be working against you. You're going to see how they're going to be grabbing women. The scriptures tell you. Isaiah, what's that? Let's get that real quick. Ezekiel. There's the book of Ezekiel chapter 9 verse 4. It says, and the Lord Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And those men are who? The men of the Lord. All right, the men that you see teaching in the highways and byways, starting from my elders and apostles of great millstone on down. Okay?
Can I take your copy? Oh, okay. Thank you.
He's everything that's happening now, all right, is Slakia. Yeah, everything that's happening now. Man, I lost my train of thought. All right, let's go back to this. Let's bring it back. So Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4, continuing, it says, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry. So that's the men of the Lord, the prophets, that we're the ones sighing and crying, because what are we doing? We're making videos and constantly talking about the evils, right? That's constantly happening in America. We're bringing it up to judgment. We're recognizing, all right, the wickedness that's going on in this world, and we're calling it out for what it is. Okay, according to the scriptures, this is wicked, that's wicked, this is wicked, that's wicked, right? And we're calling it out for what it is. You see, and that's going to lead to us being persecuted, our persecution. You know, according to scriptures. You know. So let's keep going. It says, and to the others he said, in mine hearing, go ye after through the city, and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. So when the death angels are sent out, right, which is going to be basically the Lord putting a spirit on these military equipments, right? They call them robots. They're just military equipment. They have the military equipment. They got the so-called military soldiers, right? Super soldiers, right? They got all kinds of people. They got all kinds of machines. They got all kinds of different technological advancements that the public is not even aware of. You know what I'm saying? That is what is called secret intelligence. You know, classified. You know, shit like that. You know, and the people who are working on these things, their lives are on the line. You know, you can't talk about it. They can't discuss it. You know. This is just a reality, you know. So the Lord said He's not gonna send the angels not to have pity. Why? Because you motherfuckers is wicked, man. What kind of pity are you gonna have on the wicked ass people like this? Nah. You know, after you've been warned time and time again, all right, of the coming judgment. You see? There's no excuse. All right? Hey, easy. This way. All right, verse 6, it says, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women.
Stop hitting me!
See?
You keep it up too! Stop!
No, he keeps hitting me!
Stop!
So annoying! He keeps hitting me!
You're
Get
all
away
annoying.
with it!
Shut up!
Shut up!
And that's why the missiles you see, that's the Lord right there. I got a license plate right in front of me that says LMK. It says LMK. Letting me know. Wow. Letting me know. That's the Lord letting me know. Look at this. I'm gonna give you an example of who the Lord is going to send the angels to come slay. You heard that, family. You know? You're in public, completely out of order. And there's an Edomite family too. You know? There's a whole Edomite family too. See? You got the son. You got the son telling the mother to shut up. That's an Edomite shit. See? So that's crazy. So let's keep going. It says, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man whom is the mark. You hear that? So there's a separation there. There's already an exemption being made. And it doesn't say for you women. So you women need to calm down with all that bravado. Especially when you come around the men of the Lord, you need to be very careful. Moving forward, Yahweh Shai might not take it easy. He might not just wink at your ignorance. because times are getting serious. You see, it says, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. Right. So again, everything starts right in the house of Israel. Let me get that real quick. See if I can get that. One second here. Trying to see if I can get this quick precept here. Boom, there you go. Here's the book of 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 17. It says, for the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. Right? Just like it tells you in the book of Ezekiel, the 9th chapter. Right? And begin at my sanctuary. Right? So what? The house of the Most High, those who know that they're Israelites. Right? And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Heavenly Father? So there you go. You see? So there's problems that's coming, and people are not even aware of it. You see? And especially these women. All right? Especially these women. Okay, so let's finish off. I believe we did Isaiah. Yep, so we're done with that. So again, I just want to bring that out. It's just on my spirit. I saw a video a couple of days ago, and it just prompted me to do this one because I was thinking about it as in, wow, it's kind of crazy just to hear, you know, certain women that you never thought will even come to their senses, so-called, right? The kind of reputation that they have, you know, you never thought you would see this, but you're hearing it because what? The times, right, are here. The prophecies are here. Exactly what the Lord said will happen is happening. You see? So, hey, man, let's get that real quick. Psalm chapter 110 and verse 3, it says, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning, thou hast a dew of thy youth. Okay? So when all hell is breaking loose and people are sitting around and wondering what's the next thing, what are we going to do? You're not sure what the government is saying, what they're going to do. You weren't even aware that you couldn't do this and they've signed this. And can you believe that they did this? And yeah. Can you believe they arrested this person because of that? Yeah. Can you believe the IRS just took this out of my money? I can't do nothing about it? Yeah. Can you believe my bank just shut down and they're telling me if I don't come take this chip, I'm not gonna? Yeah. What else? Yep, that's it. Yep. Now you don't have a job. Yep, you can't go to, you can't go back to work because you don't have the, there you go. Your bank says they can't have you because you don't have yep. You're not going back to, school. No, that's right. Church, no. Oh, yep, they're going to take your car away because you're not, Now you're being deemed a domestic terrorist. Because I know, we told you this was going to happen. Yep. You received a letter in the mail from who? The FBI? Oh, what are they saying? Oh, you were typing what? You said, oh, you weren't happy about you weren't happy about the way they said everyone needs to go back wearing masks. So you're protesting it. Okay. So they sent you a letter in the mail saying that they'll be coming to see you. Right. Oh, got it. So yeah, you're going to be seeing a lot of that. Yep. The past couple of weeks, you've had a helicopter buzzing over your house directly, right? Right. Okay. You're scared to go outside because there's a black van always. Oh, okay. Got it. You've been hearing some creepy noises in the back of your house. Got it. So the Lord is going to start putting that fear. And you're going to feel like you're there, but you're not there. That's when you're going to need direction. And we're not going to be nowhere to be found. Right? So I'm going to leave it off there. Lord willing, you are edified. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh, the water Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And until next time, Shalom.